Once upon a time, in a village by the sea, there was a terrifying creature called Nian. Its scales shimmered like wet stone. Its claws were sharp as blades, and its roar echoed through the mountains. Nian lived deep in the ocean, sleeping for most of the year. But on the eve of the Lunar New Year, it awoke, hungry and fierce, ready to storm the land and devour whatever lay in its path. Each year, the villagers packed their belongings and fled to the mountains to escape Nian's wrath.
Hurry, May. We can't leave the rice behind.
A father urged his daughter as they prepared to leave one New Year's Eve.
But Baba, why does Nian come every year?
Little May asked, clutching her favorite red scarf.
It is a powerful beast,
He replied solemnly.
and no one knows how to stop it.
As the villagers rushed to leave, a weary traveler entered the village, his robes dusty and his steps slow.
Excuse me,
He called out.
could anyone spare some food or offer me shelter for the night?
Most villagers ignored him, preoccupied with their escape. But an elderly woman paused.
Come inside, my friend. I may not have much, but I can share what I have.
Inside her humble home, the old woman served the traveler a small bowl of dumplings.
You are kind.
The traveler said, his voice filled with gratitude.
Thank you.
Why aren't you leaving with the others?
I am too old to climb the mountains,
She replied with a chuckle.
but I trust that kindness and courage will protect me.
The traveler's eyes twinkled.
Then let me share a secret.
He said, leaning closer.
Nian is not invincible. It fears two things, loud noises and the color red.
The old woman's eyes widened.
Is that true?
She asked.
Yes.
He said.
If you trust me, we can face Nian together.
That night, while the rest of the village was dark, the old woman's house glowed with red lanterns. She hung red paper across her door and lit a string of firecrackers outside. The travelers stood ready with a drum, and together they waited. When Nian emerged from the sea, its glowing eyes scanned the village. Spotting the light, it growled, its sharp teeth glinting in the moonlight.
Come, beast.
The traveler muttered, gripping the drumsticks tightly. As Nian approached, the firecrackers exploded in a cacophony of sound, startling the beast. Roar! Nian bellowed, stepping back. Then it saw the red decorations and let out a terrified screech. The traveler beat the drum loudly, and the old woman waved her red scarf. Confused and scared, Nian turned tail and fled back to the ocean. The next morning, the villagers returned cautiously, expecting devastation. Instead, they found the old woman smiling, her house untouched.
How did you survive?
They asked in amazement. She told them about the traveler's secret.
Nian fears loud noises and the color red.
She said. From that day on, the villagers prepared for Nian's return every year. They stayed up late, lit firecrackers, hung red banners and lanterns, wore red clothing, and celebrated with music and laughter. One year, little May, now older, stood proudly with her family, banging a gong as firecrackers lit up the sky.
We're not afraid anymore, Baba.
She exclaimed.
Not at all, my brave girl.
Her father said, wrapping his arm around her shoulder. And, true to the traveler's word, Nian never returned. The villagers' preparations became a joyful tradition, passed down through generations, marking the start of the Chinese New Year. Even the fiercest challenges can be overcome with courage, knowledge, and unity. Kindness, like the old woman's generosity, can turn the tide of fear and lead to strength and celebration.